For 11 seasons, from 1972 to 1983, MASH wasn't just appointment television, it was a national ritual. Every Monday night, millions of Americans gathered around their TV sets to watch the 4077th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital navigate the chaos of the Korean War with equal parts gallows humor and genuine heartbreak. What started as a risky network gamble became a cultural phenomenon that redefined what a sitcom could be. It made us laugh, made us cry, and sometimes did both in the same scene. The series finale remains one of the most watched television events in American history. But behind those iconic laughs and tears lies a treasure trove of strange stories, close calls, and decisions that almost never happened. Today, we're counting down 13 weird facts you didn't know about MASH. If you grew up with Hawkeye's wisecracks or discovered the 4077th in syndication, hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who still quotes Father Mulcahy. Number 13. The laugh track Larry Gelbart despised. Series creator Larry Gelbart absolutely hated the laugh track and fought CBS to keep it out. He partially won. Operating room scenes aired without any canned laughter, a revolutionary move for 1970s television. CBS executives worried audiences wouldn't know when to laugh, but Gelbart stood firm. Those silent surgical scenes became some of the show's most powerful moments. When MASH aired in the UK and international markets, the entire series ran without a laugh track at all. Many fans consider those versions the definitive way to watch the show, proving Gelbart was right all along about letting the comedy speak for itself. Number 12. Henry Blake's death was a complete shock. When McLean Stevenson left after season 3, producers originally planned to leave the door open for his return. Then they made television history. They killed Henry Blake. His plane was shot down on his way home, just miles from safety. The cast didn't know until the table read, Gary Burghoff was handed the death announcement right before filming. His stunned, tearful delivery was completely genuine. Stevenson reportedly regretted leaving almost immediately as his subsequent shows flopped. That unexpected death changed television forever, proving beloved characters weren't safe and comedy could pack a devastating dramatic punch. Number 11. Alan Alda became MASH's secret captain. Alan Alda wasn't just the star. By mid-series, he'd become its creative backbone. He wrote 19 episodes and directed 32, more than anyone else. Some cast members bristled at his influence, feeling Hawkeye dominated too much. But Alda won 5 Emmys and became the only person to win Emmys for acting, writing, and directing on the same series. His fingerprints shaped MASH's evolution from zany comedy to dramedy. Without Alda's creative vision expanding beyond acting, the show might have stayed a simple service comedy, instead of becoming groundbreaking television that blended tragedy with humor. Number 10. CBS originally wanted Hogan's Heroes with Drs. B. When CBS greenlit MASH, they wanted another Hogan's Heroes, light, escapist war comedy with wacky hijinks. Larry Gelbart and Gene Reynolds had darker, more satirical plans. The tension nearly killed the show in its first season with middling rating. Network executives kept pushing broader comedy and less depressing war stuff. What saved MASH? A better time slot and Vietnam finally ending in 1973. Suddenly, audiences were ready for a show treating war with complexity instead of patriotic cheerleading. MASH survived and became exactly what CBS feared, a comedy with something real to say. Number 9. Gary Burghoff was the only survivor from the film. Gary Burghoff's Radar was the only character from Robert Altman's 1970 film to carry over to television. CBS wanted fresh faces, but Gelbart fought to keep Burghoff, arguing his innocent Radar was too perfect to recast. He brought vulnerability and heart to a show that could have drowned in cynicism. Ironically, Burghoff became increasingly difficult on set, clashing with cast members and eventually leaving after 7 seasons, citing burnout. His departure created an unforgettable moment, Radar leaving his teddy bear behind for Patience. Burghoff later admitted leaving was a mistake, but Radar had already secured television immortality. Number 8. Wayne Rogers and the secret feud nobody saw. On screen, Hawkeye and Trapper John were inseparable best friends. Behind the scenes, Wayne Rogers grew frustrated that MASH was becoming the Alan Alda show. He felt Trapper was reduced to Hawkeye's sidekick instead of his equal. By season 3's end, Rogers demanded better storylines and equal billing. When producers couldn't promise either, he quit, believing a contract technicality let him leave. He was wrong. The ensuing legal battle was messy and public. The producers created B.J. Honeycutt as a replacement, married, faithful, emotionally grounded. It changed the show's DNA forever, though that original Hawkeye Trapper chemistry was something special. Number 7. The Real Doctor Who Hated His Own Show. MASH was based on Dr. H. Richard Hornberger's experiences serving with the 8th Howe 55th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital during the Korean War. He wrote the original novel as Richard Hooker. Those impossible surgeries under fire, gallows humor, and absurd bureaucracy, all real. But here's the twist. Hornberger hated the TV show. As a political conservative who supported Vietnam, he thought it was too liberal and anti-war. He complained that Hawkeye bore no resemblance to his character. The irony is delicious. Millions loved MASH for its anti-war message based on experiences of a man who disagreed entirely. Hornberger refused to watch it. Which character's departure hit you the hardest? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're loving this trip down memory lane, smash that like button. Number 6. The finale that shattered every record, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, aired February 28, 1983, and over 125 million Americans watched, making it the most watched television broadcast in history at the time. That record stood for decades and remains the most watched series finale ever. Alan Alda originally pitched a darker ending where Hawkeye doesn't recover from his breakdown. CBS wanted happiness. Alda compromised, keeping the emotional devastation while giving Hawkeye healing. That final helicopter scene with BJ's goodbye, spelled in stones, wasn't in the original script. It was added during production and became one of television's most iconic shots. The finale cost over $8 million. Number 5. Jamie Farr's one-episode character who wouldn't leave the lake. Jamie Farr showed up in the pilot wearing a dress, hoping for discharge. Everyone assumed Klinger was a one-off gag. Test audiences loved him, so they kept bringing him back until Farr became a series regular. The weird part? Farr was the only cast member who was actually a Korean War veteran, serving between 1950 and 1952. He brought authenticity audiences could feel through the Toledo Mud Hens jokes and outrageous dresses. As the series evolved, Klinger went from comic relief to fully realized character with depth and loyalty. Eventually, he gave up discharge attempts and became company clerk after Radar left. Number 4. The war that lasted shorter than the show. The Korean War lasted 3 years in real life, 1950 to 1953. MASH lasted 11 seasons, 1972 to 1983. The show about the Korean War lasted nearly 4 times longer than the actual war. Even stranger, the war ended July 1953, but MASH premiered September 1972, almost 20 years later. The show existed in temporal limbo, set during Korea, but clearly commenting on Vietnam. Writers used the Korean War as safe cover to criticize military policy without attacking an ongoing conflict. If MASH had been set during Vietnam, network executives would have killed it immediately. The Korean War setting was brilliant camouflage. Number 3. Larry Linville's 5-year prison sentence as Frank Burns. Frank Burns was television's most hated character. Incompetent, mean-spirited, cowardly. Larry Linville spent 5 exhausting seasons as everyone's punching bag. By season 4, he wanted out but was under contract. When he finally left after season 5, he practically sprinted away. The producers replaced him with David Ogden Stiers as Major Winchester. Arrogant but brilliant, cultured, occasionally compassionate. A worthy adversary instead of a cartoon. Sadly, Linville's career never recovered. He'd played Frank too well. Audiences couldn't see him as anyone else. He spent remaining years doing guest spots, forever typecast as the Weasley antagonist he'd brought to life. Number 2. The legendary set that fire couldn't kill until it did. The 4077th exterior was built in Malibu Creek State Park and became one of television's most famous locations. After the series ended, it survived the old Topanga fire of 1982, damaged but standing. It remained a popular tourist destination for decades. Then in October 2018, the Woolsey fire finally destroyed the MASH set completely. Fans mourned online. News outlets ran obituaries for a television set. The irony was perfect, a show about impermanence and temporary structures filmed on a set that outlasted the series by 35 years before finally, inevitably disappearing into the California hills where it stood. Number 1. CBS didn't want Alan Alda as Hawkeye. CBS executives thought Alan Alda was too unknown, too theatrical, not TV-friendly enough. They wanted a movie star with name recognition. They offered the role to dozens of established actors first. Everyone passed. When Alda finally got the script, he almost declined too, thinking Hawkeye was too cynical and mean. Gelbart convinced him the TV version would be different. Alda agreed on one condition. Hawkeye would be funny but never cruel, would chase nurses but respect them. CBS reluctantly approved. It's impossible imagining anyone else now. If CBS had gotten their first choice, MASH might have been forgotten. Instead, Alda created an American institution. And there you have it, 13 weird facts that prove MASH was lightning in a bottle from the start. Which fact surprised you most? Let us know in the comments. And if this brought back memories of Monday nights gathered around the TV, share this with someone who'd appreciate the trip back to the 4077th. Until next time, keep the martinis dry and the choppers flying.